want to go back and talk about what's really important. So I'm a CPA, and I live in the accountant world, and in my little world of accounting, I'm very, very technical. In your world, I'm not even close to technical. But you know, accountants, like I suppose everybody else, accountants always seem to overestimate what's going to happen in a year and completely underestimate what's going to happen in 5 years. And right now, everybody's running around and with their hair on fire saying things, you know, crazy things like all accountants will be disintermediated in 2 years, you know, because artificial intelligence is going to do everything that you know, that we need in the accounting world. Right now, we have artificial intelligence trying to pass a tax bill. If there's any intelligence at all, it would be artificial. So how do I talk to my colleagues about what's going to happen? They're obviously not going away. The jobs will change. Some of the mundane things will be removed or eliminated. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so first to get back to, you know, your view of accounting profession and, you know, underestimating,
sure,
you know, underestimating the future and overestimating the most immediate reality. I think that's pretty common. It's not. I'm sorry to say, it's not unique to accountants.
Okay.
You know, we've, you know, we're always scared by the change. So if you look at the transition from an agrarian society to an industrial society.
Sure.
You know, we went from a 98% of the population being involved in farming to less than 2% of the population involved in farming. Has it created upheaval in the world? Of course it has. But has it been as drastic as people predicted it to be? Absolutely not. Why? Because we've been given the time to progress. You know, the Industrial Revolution did not happen overnight.
It happened in 50 years as opposed to 5 years.
Right. So exactly. So I think if we, you know, if we're carefully considering the time frames for all these changes, the change is never immediate. So there's a gradual change. And hopefully that gradual change allows the society to adjust. So specifically on AI, I would say that you know, we as an industry have given ourselves a great disservice by calling it artificial intelligence.
Right.
If we called it augmented intelligence, our jobs, our lives would be just so much less stressful. And so much less of anxiety, because it really is augmented intelligence. You know, the doomsday scenario of Skynet taking over and you know, enslaving humans, that's just, it's a great for science fiction movies.
Makes a great movie.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But I don't think, you know, can it happen? Maybe, but I'm kind of suspecting that it's, you know, as a human race, we've been pretty good at surviving so far. You know, we are intelligent species. You know, if we progress the way we've progressed, I think we're going to have jobs. I think we're going to generate wealth. I think we're going to generate happiness, regardless of the machines. Machines are there to help us.
The tide comes in, all the boats rise. And it's really interesting to hear you talk about augmented as opposed to artificial. I have complained for a long time about people using the term driverless cars when we should be calling them autonomous vehicles. When we first started inventing something other than a horse-drawn carriage, we called them horseless carriages, which immediately makes you think that it's going to be exactly the same with like a different front end. And what you say about augmented versus artificial kind of punctuates that point.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a great point. Words do matter, right?
Yep.
So actually in IBM, one of the things that we did is we didn't call it artificial intelligence at all. We didn't call it augmented intelligence either. We just invented a brand new vocabulary. We call it cognitive computing.
Sure.
And that by itself, just the change of the acronym, the change of the conversation, really puts people at more of at ease. They start to ask a question: how is cognitive computing different than computing we do today? As opposed to, you know, invoking these images of killer robots roaming the countryside.